So just wanted to do a quick live today going over where exactly I think the market's going. I don't think there's really too much or too many patterns here that are like really that high probability, unfortunately. Um, I do think that we're pretty overall bullish, but that doesn't necessarily mean we can't like retrace all the way down here or something. Um, I think the big thing for me is that a um, there really isn't a pattern here based off Elliott wave theory where we correct like this, we get an impulsive move up where we break past I mean we break past this high, right? And then the correction still continues. Like there isn't a pattern like that in Elliott wave theory. I don't think that it is like that high probability. Um, so please excuse me. I'm still kind of sick, but um, yeah. I do think that we are long-term bullish. Like in a 4 month time frame, we'll probably be up here. Um, I think seasonality wise though, like August is typically bearish. But I don't know how valid this seasonality thing is month to month because I mean July was supposed to be bullish or end green and we ended red, right? So doesn't necessarily mean that it's like guaranteed or anything, but I think it's a good thing to follow anyways. Um, structurally though, uh, I was a little confused when we corrected this far. I thought for sure that we were going to hold um, this golden zone or something, but now that we're down here, I kind of swapped up my extensions a bit because at this point, um, when we break past these lows, right, it is absolutely undeniable that we're still in a correction. So um, the extension that I was doing was something like this, and then I was also looking at the like the lower time frame extension for the move down, right? So it would be something like this as well. And in terms of where trends typically end, then this downtrend has a pretty high chance of ending somewhere near like here at 77.16 or 77.23. So that's why this morning I mentioned the 77.14 level, right? So you can kind of see just how relevant this level was, right? We haven't necessarily bounced yet, but the moment we touched, excuse me, the moment we touched, we kind of just chilled for a bit, right? As opposed to just continuously dying like we did the past couple of days. Now, I've been looking at ES for direction because I think it's been the one that's more accurate. Like when we hit 78.16, we just stopped completely on most things. When it comes to NQ, though, I mean, yeah, when it comes to NQ, it's a little more ambiguous because we haven't done what ES did, right? Where we are all the way up here, right? Where we break past this high after a very pretty like simple structure like this, right? We're kind of like in the realm where it's still possible. I know there's a lot of lines here, but it's still possible that we're in some kind of correction because we have yet to break past these highs. Do I think we're in a correction? Probably not. I mean, or sorry, do I think that we're in a longer term correction? Probably not. I do think that this structure is relatively fine. I know we haven't really moved or anything, but applying the same concept that we did to ES, right, where we assume that this correction is still ongoing, or that this price action rather is an extension of this correction, then the same extension. Sorry, I know I'm using the same word, but they have two different meanings. I should probably change that. But this fib extension shows that there are some reasons for us to bounce here, right? This extension here, this fib extension here, shows that we should bounce linear to 7716, right? And then on NQ, corrections typically end at the 100% extension, right? So that's why we got our first green candle here, or hasn't closed yet, but we have gotten a reaction here at 522, which is okay. Like, I don't think it's bad, but honestly, like, if we did end up coming down to like 298, 207, I think that would probably be a stronger long, just because that is if we look at this from May of 2026, or yeah, May of this year, like, that low is a much stronger low than 522. But if we only look at the correction price action, then 522 is the more important level. So do I think the correction's over? I think it could be. But usually, like, I'm pretty good at guesstimating the days where the trend should show up. I think this time, instead of it being, what did I say last week? Something like last week I predicted this or something on a Thursday. Yeah, I think this week will also be Thursday, or maybe like end of day tomorrow, when the correction is over, or at least I'll know that we'll keep moving down towards like this 298 area. Regardless, though, I don't really see a super high probability play, right? Like, even though this level here makes sense to me, it's not the same relevance as, or significance as, this level that I predicted like a couple weeks ago, right? Was this a couple weeks ago? It might have been last week. No, it was like a couple weeks ago. Right, it's just not the same significance, but where I think we'll have a much easier time trading, or at least like just mindlessly longing, is above this level here on EOS, right? Like above 7816, because there really is nothing stopping us on ES. But for NQ, like, it's still gonna be rough, I think, trading NQ. It won't be as linear as ES would be, because right, if we look to the left, there isn't much resistance up here between like 420 and 834. But if we pay attention to like these candles over here, like these and this, then we'll see that there's a lot of chop, right? Even though we are moving up, like holding through all this red is pretty insane, right? Because like this is engulfing, etc. And the same thing kind of over here. Like, there was really only one moment when we moved between 480 and 834 where we just kind of went in a straight line. So I probably wouldn't recommend playing options. Excuse me. Yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend playing options over here. Ironically, I actually do think that options are fine here, because, or like, even though we are consolidating, each move is fairly linear. Right? Like, this is straight line, this is straight line, etc., etc. Like, this is straight line, this is straight line. When we do decide a trend, right, it's literally just a straight line. So if you, I think a decent thing to do in terms of like risk to reward is just find these. Sorry, one sec. Just clear my throat. Is find these key lows, right, where there is a pretty decently high probability to bounce, and then throwing in like maybe a 2-week out contract or something. Honestly, I haven't looked at the independent market, or sorry, independent tickers, I should say, because I don't think any of my alerts went off for the things that I was watching. Yeah, none of my alerts have gone off, so nothing really has hit anything significant. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts. I think just to summarize, um, two possible levels to play off of. It was the 100% extension here, 522, but I absolutely would not be surprised if we come down to 298. I think you should definitely try longing near this area, 298, 207. If you're in a funded account, like this gap here is pretty large, right? It's like 90 points, so position accordingly. Because to me, this level here is the same, right? Like I'm gonna just draw a box here. This whole thing, we can bounce anywhere inside this area and still be valid. Whereas for this 100% extension, it's probably a little bit lower, like maybe here-ish. It's like a 40-point gap. ES is a little bit more difficult to predict. I think if we do end up coming down to like this 298 area, then AS will probably retest this 7684, or not retest, rather test the 7684 level. If we go lower than this, I think we just probably just die. But I don't think that'll happen. But we'll see if it does, I guess. Yeah. If you're super patient, then the best thing to do is just wait. Is literally just wait until we clear all-time high, or we clear this level here at all-time high on ES. But if you're like me, then you probably can't wait that long. Or I feel like most people can't even wait that long. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna stop the recording here. I think that was good. If you have any questions, just ping me.